The LPBT Spring Tour started in April, and Cheryl Daniels and partner Jim Brenner captured the first Ladies and Legends title just down the road in El Cajon, California. The next week, Cheryl, with new partner Paula Stinsky, made her second consecutive TV appearance. This was the first time in LPBT history a player made back-to-back telecasts with a male and a female partner. And just when you might be thinking Cheryl needs a partner, she follows her recent successes by running away from the field this week to qualify first, almost 400 pins ahead of Romeo. Prime presents the Samstown Ladies Pro Bowlers Tour. It's the 1995 Spring Tour. Welcome to the $60,000 California Classic. We're here at the AMF Rocket Bowl in Chatsworth, California, in the suburbs of Los Angeles. Hello, everyone. I'm Leila Wagner. It's the third stop on the Spring Tour, but it's the first single stop. And working with me once again, it's Jan Schmidt. Jan, let's go right to the top of the field tonight. In the #1 position, she seems to have the hottest hand so far in the Spring Tour. It's Cheryl Daniels. Now, Cheryl really seems to bowl well in the springtime.
She does. You know, Cheryl won back-to-back titles in the spring of '89. She won in the spring of '92 and '94. But when I asked her the reason for her success in the spring, she really didn't know why. I believe Cheryl Daniels is kind of a streak player. When she comes out in the spring and something good happens, she makes a show, wins a title, she gains that confidence, and she rides that confidence right through the entire spring, just like she's riding it now.
Well, a player that would like to break her confidence in the #2 position, the newest inductee into the WIBC Hall of Fame. She won her 15th national title earlier this year. I'd say she's the hometown favorite, Romeo.
She sure is, Leila. As a matter of fact, she loves to bowl in California. She's won twice right here in this state. She told me she's very comfortable bowling in front of the people she knows. For a lot of players, this makes them nervous or a little anxious, but for Robin, it's a calming influence and it's very relaxing. She said tonight she's going out just to have some fun.
Well, if either Cheryl or Robin were to win tonight, they would be the forerunners for the Bowler of the Year race, because that would give each one of them 2 titles. But the #3 position player would like to change all that. It's Tammy Turner. She is the reigning Rookie of the Year. Jan, in a lot of sports we see the sophomore jinx. Do you think Tammy is suffering from that jinx?
Yeah, I really don't think that she is. Sophomore jinx, you know, after being Rookie of the Year last year, she's really not having that slump that you would call a sophomore jinx. I think what she's going through is more of a learning process. I mean, after all, she made a show earlier this year. You know, and right now she's just learning how to change equipment, how to make moves on different lane conditions, and really how to adjust to the pressure of having this be her living. But through all of this, she's having successes like tonight. So I believe she's handling it well, and I look to see her get stronger throughout the year.
Okay, and in the 4th position, Tammy's roommate, it's Carolyn Dorne. Jan, Carolyn has made 6 television appearances since she won her first singles title last year. Do you think it's as hard for her to win her 2nd national title as it was her first?
For a singles, yes, I believe that it is, but in a different manner. When she was trying to win that first one, she was trying to prove she could do it, trying to make telecasts about what she was going for. But now she knows she can do it. She's been very successful. It's her 4th telecast this year. She's pulled huge games on TV. She's got 2 second-place finishes. So the difficulty now is just a matter of waiting. So what she's going to try to do is just do what Del Ballard, her fiancé, has told her, and just relax and let it happen.
Well, the player that would like to let it happen tonight, Kim Straub. Jan, Kim let it happen all week, but I think she taught us a big lesson this week.
She sure did. Those of you at home that ever think, you know, I'm out of this competition, I'm just going to quit, I'm giving up, don't ever do it. Watch what this lady did. She was 54th after 2 rounds of qualifying. She was over 100 pins out of this out of the cut going into the last game, and she wound up making the cut, qualifying 22nd, and bowled 247 going into position round last night just to make the telecast. So remember, never give up.
Good advice. Well, we are ready for our first match between Carolyn Dorne and Kim Stro. The handshake, and Carolyn Dorne will begin this match. She is the number 4 qualifier. Kim Stro, the number 5 qualifier.
Interesting, Carolyn has chosen to start the match, so she will finish the match. Should there be any pressure on her, for anyone at the end, it would be on Carolyn. She must like her shot on lane 10 better.
We saw her finish the match up against the doubles players last week, and she failed to strike when she needed to, but she did hit the pocket.
Right, she made a good shot. She did both games, really.
Coming up light, leaving a 2-8. Where were the players playing most of the week, Jan?
All over the lane. The players that prefer to close their body up, in other words, go straighter towards the head pin, not throw the ball to the right. Those players were out near the channel. They were between the 1st and the 5th board. The players that like to throw the ball to the right, or what we would call open up the lane, were more in around 10, 15, but crossing a lot of boards through the heads to the right. They were throwing the ball right and letting it come back.
And converts the spare nicely. As we see a smile from Carolyn. Really a combination of styles on the telecast tonight. You see the players that do like to open up the lane, like you mentioned, Kim Stro, Cheryl Daniels, and then the other players, Robin Romeo, Carolyn Dorne, who like to go more direct to the pocket. Kim Stro now beginning match number 1. And all 10 down.
Light hit, got a lot of mix out of that. But she's coming in at a hard angle. The ball's finishing hard into the pocket, and she'll carry out those light hits.
Average on TV pair, 203. Kim's looking for her 3rd career LPBT title, but it'll be a little harder for her to get because she's not competing in quite as many of events nowadays.
That's right. She's bowling part-time now. She said she likes to stay home, be with her family. They'd like to start a family soon, and she wants to just come out when she wants to come out, not have the pressure of bowling full-time.
And recently married.
A beautiful shot by Kim, opening up with a double, picking up where she left off last night.
Big game in the position round to make the top 5.
She did, and even, you know, coming back that game early on in the match, she left a 7-10 in the pocket and then came back and threw about 8 strikes in a row to finish with 247.
And playing straight up to the pocket, like you mentioned, right up around the 1st arrow. And she strikes.
Carolyn Dorne, a little slight bend to her knees. She's got a 5-step approach. She's got pretty quick feet, about a shoulder-high backswing, good, solid finish position. Look at the knee bend, back angled about 20 degrees. Really, actually a perfect biomechanical finish position.
Nice power step, too, and her 3rd step, you'll notice that step is much shorter than the others. Sets her up for a good, strong leverage position at the foul line.
Strikes for the double.
That evened up the match.
Kim Stro competing in this her 4th event this year. She made the top 24 in all 4 events.
Yeah, so she's doing well when she comes out.
Crosses over, leaves a 6-pin.
Very congenial player.
She is. She's always smiling, always laughing. Now, Kim was actually very light on her first shot on this lane, and I believe she made an adjustment. She didn't get the ball as far right. Actually, about as far. It came back really hard, though. She set down point was farther right than it was on the shot before. She was trying to adjust for the light hit, and it crossed over Brooker.
Husband and coach, Bill Stro.
They met when Kim was bowling for the Nebraska state team. Big collegiate career. She was 1992 Collegiate All-American.
And carries again the light hit. Trailing by 1 pin is Kim Straub. We'll have more action from AMF Rocket Bowl here in Chatsworth, California. Don't go away.
We're back. It's the fourth frame of match number 1. Carolyn Dorne can strike here for 3 in a row. Will give her an 11-pin lead. Oh, just a little bit high.
Yeah. She actually pulled that ball inside of her target. She's actually been going up about the 3rd board, maybe the 4th. She hit about the 5th board on that shot. There is a little bit of hold, or in other words, a little oil to her left, because the ball didn't hook away on her. It held pocket.
Finished 4th last week with doubles partner Lisa Wagner in the $80,000 Storm doubles.
And her sister Kathy also was on that telecast last week with her partner Leanne Barrett.
She was, and they had to bowl each other last week, and Kathy won that match.
And you can see there, look at the scoreboard. It is all even, but Kim Straub is working on a strike, so she would really have the advantage at this point. Carolyn Dorne engaged to PBA member Del Ballard.
Really high. The 6 pin.
Okay, now as opposed to, she actually pulled the shot a little last frame. That shot she let out. She made sure she trusted into the drier boards, and it hooked too much. It's getting a little of what she found last night, a little bit what you'd call over-under.
Hit that dry a little early. Switches balls to shoot the right-handed spares.
And no problem with the conversion.
Carolyn's sort of shaking her head, looks a little flustered.
I don't think that she feels she's making good shots right now.
Kim Straub with the lead by 1 pin.
And just increased that lead to 11. I like that little wry smile.
She made an adjustment. Remember, she was light the first shot on that lane, high to Brooklyn the next shot. Now she's made an adjustment. I think she's going out to about the 10th board or so, not getting out to that drier area. Ball finishing a little hard. She'll probably move a little more left with her feet the next shot.
High again. This time the 4 pin stops her from striking.
There's definitely a lot of hook in the middle area of the lane.
Now, Jan, how did the lanes break down? Did the conditioner seem to carry down the lane, or was it more of an old-time move where you could just move 2 and 1?
Well, it carried down and then it broke down. I was playing in the outside portion of the lane, so the way the middle of the lane carried down, I wasn't bowling in that area. But to watch them, it seemed they would tighten up a little bit, and then a little while later they'd move left again. I know Tammy Turner mentioned that she had a lot of transition periods where she hit a game where the lanes would really change a lot, and then by the next game they'd be settled down again.
High game this week, Carolyn Dorne 259, low game 166. There were a couple other high games. Leanne Barrett shot 300 this week. Cheryl Daniels 279, number 279 game. And she leads the 10 pin.
That was a good shot. She was more aggressive with that shot. Just didn't quite finish. She needed about another half a turn into the pocket.
Practices almost as much as any player that I know. It was even told to Carolyn. She practices more than David Ozio. 125 games a week.
She likes to stay in shape. Anne-Marie Dugan, another player out here that practices that much.
You can see that the difference in their careers, too, that they are taking, or these two are very similar when you practice that much. First, a look at the scoreboard. Carolyn Dorne trailing by 11 pins. Kim Straub there with the lead. You can see with that much practice, it's really paying off for these players that are this dedicated.
It's an important part of the game, and oftentimes, I don't know, a lot of players probably don't feel they either don't need that much practice, or a lot of times the body just isn't able to take that much practice. If you have injuries, you have to lay off so that you can bowl the next event.
Carolyn Dorne coming up a little bit high. Again, leaves the 4-pin. Trailing right now by 12.
And she's also changing to that harder ball to shoot her left side spare.
All right, Carolyn Dorne converts the 4-pin. She trails by 12 pins. We'll be back with the rest of match number 1 in a moment.
You can see there, Kim Straub defeated Carolyn Dorne in match play. That was a different day. And right now, with shots like that, it appears she might defeat her tonight. Bill Straub, Kim's husband, and coach for the Nebraska state team.
And Kim said this is the first tournament that Bill's been at since they were married that she's made the show. It's the first show he's got to sit in when they've been husband and wife. So she was real excited about that.
So he's no longer a jinx. Is that the idea? No, you stay home. I don't make the show when you come. Not true.
Oh, beautiful shot for the double. And a 22-pin lead.
So look at her shot on lane number 10. She's getting the ball out to about the 8th, somewhere between the 8th and 10th board. And on lane 9, see, I don't think the ball's going quite as far right. Pretty close, about the 10th board. Ball's not snapping quite as hard, I don't think, at the back end on lane 9.
Very different lines being played by these two players. See there, Carolyn Dorne up the first arrow.
Trips the 4-pin.
I don't know if you saw her, could read lips there, but she said it's about time. I think she, it's about time she thinks she got a break and carried a strike.
Well, she's left the 10-pin, 4-pin, 2 4-pins, 10-pin. Look at the scoreboard there, though. Right now, she can shoot a possible 206. But Kim Straub, what, 250 pace, maybe? She goes to the wall.
She goes off the sheet.
Carolyn Dorne right now just trying to apply some pressure on Kim. For the light hit, here the 5-pin looked like it fell right between the 2 and the 8.
And she looks like she moved her feet a little to the left, trying to catch some oil there, and the ball slides. This is what she said she ran into last night when she hit position round. She moved a little right, moved her eyes left, and pointed it more. There you see it, as you said, the 5-pin sliding through, knocking out the 4, having the 2-8, which she left in the first frame of the match.
Definitely getting that really underreaction, because she does hit that dry early at hook. So then she tries to get the ball to go a little longer and it doesn't quite come up. Well, she misses the spare. Right now she sits with 174 in the 9th frame, and Kim Straub has a 54-pin lead.
And she doesn't stop striking.
She's really just going to need some pin count here to shut out Carolyn Dorne. So Carolyn's going to have to keep on waiting and trying to let it happen, but I'll tell you, she is bowling very, very well and has to be happy with that, be putting herself in this position.
Well, 2 second-place finishes so far this year for Carolyn Dorne. Back-to-back telecasts, making the show last week with her partner, Lisa Wagner. Well, there's Kim Straub striking again. It's Carolyn Dorne, though, with the 5th place finish. She'll take home a check of $2,400.
It'll be Kim Straub against Tammy Turner when we come back. And we're back for match number 2 of the $60,000 California Classic. Tammy Turner now up.
She will start match number 2. Kim Straub finished out last game with a 257 against Carolyn Dorne's 194. shot. You can just see the power that she can generate.
I'm sure Tammy is thrilled to have that shot out of the way. She's really, been struggling with choices and making wrong choices at the beginning of a television match. So I'm sure right now she feels, hey, I made the right ball choice, the right line choice, and I'm, ready to go.
Well, she threw 9 strikes last game, came up high. That shot, Kim Straub leaves the 3-6-9-10.
There's a look, ball going right through the nose. Actually fortunate not to leave a split. Ball crossing a little bit to the Brooklyn. So the 3-6-9-10 here can be a difficult spare. She needs to get to the ball to the right of the 3-pin. And it has to be driving through left enough to take out the 9.
Does not take out the 9. So an open frame early for Kim Straub.
If you don't have enough angle at that spare, if the ball isn't going at a hard enough angle to the left, it will deflect off the 3-pin and the 9-pin will stand.
Not only did she defeat Carolyn Dorne in match play, she defeated Tammy Turner in the past couple days. Averaged 213 for the week.
And she's back on it in frame number 2.
This is Tammy's 9th event of the year. She only cashed, Jan, in 4 of the 8 events.
That's right, and that's part of the growing experience we're talking about. I think on certain conditions, she's been struggling. She would admit that.
Ball coming up very, very light. Almost left the 10 with that.
Yeah, she did. That ball barely got to the head pin. You have to watch her again. I don't know if she feels she made a bad shot or if she just needs to move on that lane.
Average on TV pair 221. Average for the week 214. So it appears she liked this pair.
And Tammy converts the spare. We've got our sideline reporter, Michelle Mullen, a 3-time titleist with Carolyn Dorne.
Hi. Thanks, Leila. Carolyn, Dell had given you some advice that you were able to heat in position round last night to make it to the show, and that was to relax and let it happen. Was that a bit of a struggle out there today?
Yeah, I didn't feel real comfortable with the condition. It was a little bit like yesterday, and I struggled in the morning and in the afternoon. But I proud of myself because I really was not nervous bowling on the show, even though I wasn't comfortable. I actually tried to make better shots, and I feel this is probably one of my better shows. He feels I've just been trying to press too hard, so I just tried to let it happen.
Back to you, Leila.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Good luck next week, Carolyn. Right now, though, her roommate, Tammy Turner, is up in the 3rd frame. She has a 10-pin lead. She switches balls to shoot her 10-pin. Tries to go straight at it, and no problem.
She made a good shot there. Just left a little bit of a weak 10. The ball didn't quite finish as hard as it did the last time on that lane.
Match play record, 14 wins, 10 losses.
Kim finds lane 10 again.
You think that opening shot when she went up high was just because we were at break and coming back and off?
I'm sure it was, because after she made the shot, she looked down at her thumb. Might have been a little sweaty or a little swollen from the break.
See, with that double match now all even, she can take a 10-pin lead if she keeps the string going. Tammy Turner not watching her opponent. And she comes up light, leaves the 2-pin. Both players right now hold collegiate ranks. Kim Straub was named the 92 Bowling Digest Female Collegiate Bowler of the Year. Big honor.
Yes, it is. She was also has won the Robbie Award out here. She's, like you talked about earlier, a very friendly, very cordial player.
The Nice Guy Award, Nice Gay Girl Award, I should say. Well, Kim Straub converts the spare. She trails by 1 pin. We hope you're enjoying the $60,000 Rocket Challenge. Stay with us. And welcome back, I should say, to the $60,000 California Classic, not the Rocket Challenge. I was getting my Rocket Bowls, Rocket Challenges mixed up here. We are at AMF Rocket Bowl in Chatsworth, California. Tammy Turner and Kim Straub in match number 2. Tammy Turner coming up a little light.
Okay, and Tammy left the 2-8 here. She came up light just like she did the first shot on this lane. So I'm sure she tried to make an adjustment. Obviously, it wasn't the right one. This is some of the things she said she's been struggling with, making the right choices and making the right moves.
1995 average, 203. And that's a little low for the caliber of player that she is.
It is, and she said it's basically because of a couple of the weeks when if she doesn't feel she has a condition that's conducive to her game, she's been struggling.
Right now, trailing by 1 pin, Tammy Turner up in the 5th frame. Not only is she a great bowler, she's very intelligent, earned her degree in biology, and graduated cum laude at West Texas State, where she bowled with the Dorne sisters, Carolyn and Kathy, for the team. Beautiful shot there in the 5th frame. And there's one of the sisters, Kathy Dorne, teammate, also roommate.
And speaking about degrees, Tammy's fiance, Hank Boomershine, is going to be getting his master's in biology this weekend.
Congratulations, Hank. We've seen Hank out here a few times when Tammy has been on the telecast. Oh, real high. I think Kim got a big break on that shot.
Ball's getting out to, well, about the same area. A little bit slower with speed, finishing really hard, tripping the 4 and the 9 pin late.
I think you hit it on the nose there, Jan. She was right in the same area, but you just let up a little bit on the speed. It makes all the difference.
She's really been working at trying to get knee bend at the line and trying to get leverage to project the ball down through the head so it doesn't hook up so early. See the better speed on that shot? There was a big difference.
And she takes the lead by 11 pins with that double.
And there's a look at her leg. She's actually having a little leg problem from working on him this week, but she's got a medium knee bend. That's deeper than she had before. She's really working on trying to get down lower.
Good knee bend, good leverage. Tammy Turner finds lane 10 for a double. Now trails by 1 pin. Great match here. Very close.
Tammy can take the lead if she strikes again now. She'd take a 9-pin lead if she throws a strike here on lane 9.
Won a title in her rookie season last year. She is the current Rookie of the Year. Only other player to do that was Anne-Marie Dugan. She did it in 1983. Won a title in her rookie year. False start there by Tammy.
Good idea. Something didn't... It looked like she didn't have her footing quite right. She took her step in. Probably not her push away. She's been working on her push away, pushing it out instead of down. I'm sure she felt she started the ball wrong.
Great choice to come back, regroup. She now takes the lead by 9 pins. It's Tammy Turner up in match number 2. We'll be back with the rest of it right after this.
And we're back. Fred England, the manager here at AMF Rocket Bowl, put on a great show for the ladies this week. Kim Straub high, but leaves the 9 pin.
Okay, and we saw how she just tripped out the 4 and 9 last time. That time the ball driving through too hard. That's going to happen when the ball does not deflect, excuse me, off the head pin. See how it drives through? Misses the 9 pin. It should have deflected and taken out the 9 pin.
Tough break. As Kim Straub trails by 10, which could have evened up the match with a strike there. And she converts the spare. I like the little raise of the eyebrows. She comes back. You can tell the communication is going there between her and her husband, Bill. 2 LPBT national titles, 5 regional titles. See a look at the scoreboard as she's currently trails by exactly 10 pins, but there's 3 frames left. There's still time. And this lady knows about time. She did teach us a great lesson. Don't ever give up this in any type of tournament play. She did not throughout the week. That's why she's here on the telecast. 54th at one place during the week. Jan, do you think a lot of that came from team bowling? And, you know, you never give up for your team.
You learn that a lot in team bowling, sure, because you have other people depending on you. There's look at the 310. That's what she's going to have to convert. There might have been some deadwood in the channel there. I don't know if it was far enough back.
It looked like it from our angle. I'm surprised she didn't have it removed, but
no, it looks like it's gone now. Okay.
Ooh, ball hooked in. It only takes the 3.
Okay, and Kim uses the same ball to shoot spares as she does for her strikes. Oftentimes, players will switch to a harder surface ball, a non-resin ball, to be able to get the ball to slide. If the ball was sliding more, it would have deflected off the 3 and hit the 10.
Turner was working on a double. He's up light again on lane 10.
She's really struggled on that lane, coming up light all but one shot. While sliding, never, well, she's getting right to that dry area. It's just too late, too far down the lane by the time she's getting there.
Now, what would happen if she let up on her speed a little bit? Would it start to hook a little earlier?
Sure, it would hook earlier. Tammy, though, has a lot of ball speed and is comfortable with that right now.
So she doesn't really play with ball speed much, does she? Big break there on the spare. What are you going to do, she says.
Not exactly the way you try to shoot that spare. You're trying to hit the 2 and 8 with the ball. Look at this. The ball hooks so much the 4 pin takes out the 8 pin. Big break for Tammy. Talking about her ball speed, she does feel that her backswing is too high. It's above head level. She feels her speed sometimes is too much for certain conditions, but she doesn't feel it's something she can work on right now in the middle of a swing. She's going to work on that when she goes home.
The 20-pin lead. Ooh, and disaster strikes Tammy Turner. Now, how is she going to pick this up, Jan?
She needs to get to the ball to the right of the 3 pin. The ball will take out the 3 and the 6. Has to hit the 3 light enough to send it left. The 3 pin would then hit the 4, and the 4 pin would take out the 7, or the 3 would hit both pins.
Not something we see very often.
She's switching to a harder surface ball to get a little more slide, going straighter at it.
Oh, good try. But Kim Stro has new life now as she only trails by 4 pins. Did this turn around?
And actually, if she were to set up a strike here, she could get up in the 10th and shut out Tammy Turner.
Wow. Things definitely turned around. Oh. 10 pin stops her, though, from shutting out Tammy Turner.
Hey, the 6 didn't slap the 10 out. It's going to come down to the 10th frame.
And that's how we like it. Great action here at the AMF Rocket Bowl. Kim Stro trailing by 4 pin. Using the same ball to convert the 10 pin. No problem. Now up in the 10th frame. No matter what Kim does, Tammy Turner holds her own destiny.
Don't forget, she's going to be finishing on lane 10, which she's only really hit the pocket strong 1 time out of 4 shots.
And that was her choice. Interesting. Heard the crowd yell, "Trust it." She did. She went light, left the 10 pin again.
Pin's rolling across, but just not strong enough. Okay, so she spares this. Tammy's basically going to need a mark and good count in order to win the match.
And after the last 2 shots, wonder what Tammy's thinking.
She's going to have a real test on making an adjustment right now.
Ooh. Ball hangs on. Pin count, an important factor here. She strikes, she shoots 193. She would force Tammy Turner to mark and get 6 pins to win. Member of the Nebraska Bowling Hall of Fame, began bowling at the young age of 3. It's pretty young to start throwing these big bowling balls. See a lot in my area on duck pins. Okay, situation says Tammy Turner must mark, follow it up with 6 pins to move on to take on Robin Romeo. Oh, the messenger almost made it back, but did not deliver the message. The 10-pin remains.
Okay, she actually looked like she tried to set that ball down a little sooner. I actually heard a little bit of a double dribble, get a little earlier roll. Ball finished better than it has been in 3 of the last 4 frames over here.
And converts it beautifully. When it comes down to a pin that you need to move on, the 10 pin's usually not what you'd like to have to shoot at.
Sometimes they can be a little bit tough. I mean, for professionals out here, most of us don't really have any problem with 10 pin, but when you get under pressure, that's the only pin, the 10 or the 7 on the lane, where you don't have room to one side, so you have less area to hit the pin.
Must get 6, no problem. When you need 6, get all 10. Kim Straub finishes out in 4th place with $2,850. It'll be Tammy Turner up now against the hometown favorite, Robin Romeo. The $60,000 California Classic is brought to you in part by Fab Ball, makers of hammer bowling balls and accessories. And we're back at the AMF Rocket Bowl. I'm Leila Wagner along with Jan Schmidt. It's match number 3 of the $60,000 California Classic. Tammy Turner defeated Kim Straub 198 to 193 in match number 2.
There was a lane breakdown up there. Tammy struck 3 times on the left lane, 2 on the right, and had 4 spares on the right lane. So she is struggling a little bit on the right-hand lane.
And Robin Romeo is forcing Tammy Turner to finish on that right-hand lane. So we'll see if that makes a difference in the outcome of this match. Right now, our first look at Robin Romeo, hometown Newhall, California. And as you heard from our interview, Robin Romeo is feeling very good these days. Coming up high, playing a much, the word I'm looking for, playing very similar line to Carolyn Dorne.
She is right. They played very similar all week. Carolyn might have been actually a little farther right with her feet and her set down point than Robin was, but they were both out around the first arrow and right of that. She's already has a title this year, New Orleans Classic,
in which she defeated Carolyn Dorne. Carolyn used to joke around about that. She says, I was defeated by my idol, referring to Robin Romeo. Robin spares frame number 1, giving her shoe an extra bit of a slide. I noticed in practice some of the players were having a little problem sliding on the approach.
You know, when Robin came up to practice her first shot, she did stick, so she's trying to make sure she's going to get a good slide. Robin did mention to us that if she, were to go on and win tonight, that she might be looking at thinking she has a chance at Bowler of the Year.
Ball farther out towards the channel, comes in high, trips the 4-pin. With a 4-time Southern California Woman Bowler of the Year,
catches a strike in the second.
That ball's really high, almost dead on the nose. Head pin off the wall, tripping out the 4 and the 7-pin.
And Tammy Turner defeated Robin Romeo in match play.
Look at the pin. Up close and personal.
Very polite hit on lane 10.
See a good angle into the pocket that way.
And we get to see another angle.
Which goes again about the 10th board. It seems she's either a little bit different in her set down point, in other words, where she puts the ball down, or her speed is varying a little bit on shots when she's having trouble on lane 10.
And through the nose on lane 9.
9 is definitely hooking more in the middle area of the lane right now than 10 is, which is probably why the last game Tammy had chosen initially to finish on lane 10, because she would like to have a little more oil.
Ball hooking up a little too early. She'll have to make some sort of an adjustment on lane 9. Is she going to go farther left, Jan?
I think she will, yeah, because if she sends it farther right, she might hit that strip of oil that the straight players are actually using as hold to the left of the pocket, and it would become out of bounds for Tammy. So she probably will have to move a little bit left and hope to hit more oil to her left, or conditioner.
Match play record this week for Robin, 13 wins, 10 losses, averaged 216 for the week. And you can see she's stuck, but still struck. Robin missed last week's Storm Doubles tournament due to the induction into the WIBC Hall of Fame. She's looking down at her foot there.
And she actually pulled the ball, but it slid through the conditioner that's out there and wound up striking.
All right, on a double, leads by 2, can increase it to 12 with a strike in the 4th.
Robin also had toyed with ideas of maybe not bowling next week because she has a really severe arm injury right now, and you don't get a lot of time to warm up at the Nationals and at WIBC Queens. So she was toying with it, but I believe after her performance this week, she's going to go ahead and bowl.
And Ray Romeo, Robin's father, longtime big supporter. We're going to see a smile out of him soon, I'm sure. Joan Romeo is also here this evening. She doesn't like to be on camera. Size of field this week in California Classics, 76. Average to cash, 205.
207 to make match play, and to make the show, 213.
Good scores this week. Robin Romeo trying to convert the 2-4-5. And does so nicely. She still trails by just 1.
Good cover on that. A lot of players missed that spare many times this week because of the middle lane hooking, and if they were playing farther right, they'd catch the oil and it would slide.
Especially on lane 9, where we were just talking about the middle lane, possibly hooking more. Oh, we saw her leave the 2-4-8 twice in the last game. She happened to get out the 10, but not this time.
And once again, on lane 10, she's really going to have to make probably a bigger move than she has. Even the couple times she's struck, she has been pretty light. So she's going to need to make a move right with her feet, change equipment, or try and get an earlier roll on the ball.
Going left to the 2-hit. Oh, Jan. We saw her pick the 2-4-8 up just like that in the last match. She did it again, but this time got the 10.
That's a big spare. This spare is not picked up too often, even in the professional levels. The ball's hooking away. See how the 4-pin pushed the 8 right, and the 2 and 8 took out the 10.
That has to build the momentum right there.
Watch this. 2 and the 8-pin, both going over
Double
the 10.
teamed it. Oh, and a pin just short. Does not take the 4.
Okay, so she made the move on the left lane, still finishing a little high. She'll need to move a little more.
That was a big spare. She trails just by 4, but had she missed that, it would have been a lot bigger spread there between these two players.
And she also chooses a harder surface ball, straight at the left side spares also.
17th year on the tour for Robin Romeo, was able to capture her 15th title on the winter swing, in spite of the injuries that you had mentioned.
And there you see a look at the arm brace she's wearing. And that is because of an elbow and tendon injury. They've recommended 2 surgeries for Robin. Coming up light there. One of them would be an arthroscopic surgery going into the elbow area. That one would require about 10 to 12 weeks off. The other one being where they'd actually cut the tendon in the forearm area, and that would require 6 to 8 months off. So right now, she was thinking of just having the arthroscopic surgery, possibly taking off our summer swing. But if she'd win tonight, that's where the Bowler of the Year thing came in. She said, well, I don't know if I'm in a race for that. I might just grin and bear it until the end of the year.
A lot more Advil, right? A lot of ice. That's a tough decision. Robin Romeo right now with the lead by 3 pins. It really does seem that her career has taken on new life. I know for the past couple years she has just been hanging in there.
Right, since '89 when she had the earnings record, which lasted until last year. Since then, she's been kind of just making quite a few cuts, right?
Making money, cashing, but just not at the caliber that she wants to play at.
That's right.
All right, Robin Romeo continues her lead with 3 pins. We're midway through the 3rd match. We'll be back with the rest of it after these messages.
We're back with the rest of match number 3. While we were away, Tammy Turner up in the 6th, strikes, does it again in the 7th, takes the lead from Robin Romeo. But then it was Robin up in the 7th who struck and made it 3 in a row here in the 8th and took the lead back. Robin Romeo has the lead by 13 pins. Tammy Turner now up in frame 8. She's working on a double.
And it appears she has now figured out lane 10.
With 3 in a row, she still trails by 3, a strike here in the 9th. Tammy Turner takes the lead again. Very close match, Jan.
It is back and forth here the last couple of frames. Tammy's definitely lined up now, made some good choices today, and they're both making good shots.
Robin Romeo just staring at the floor in her own world. And the ball hooking up high leaves the 3, 6, 7, 10. You're shaking her head.
Right, anytime she's had a problem, lane 9 it's been coming high, and lane 10 it's been missing light. Actually, the ball looks good. Hooking up just a little bit sooner. That left lane, if she doesn't stay really firm and have a lot of speed on the ball, it hooks up a little bit too early for her.
And she does not convert the spare.
Big opening for Robin Romeo as Tammy Turner could have kept the heat on. Robin Romeo now has the lead by 19, working on 3 in a row. And it appeared that it was going to come in strong, but left the 10 pin. And that quick look, Robin's fiance, Bill, and I am going to apologize because I'm going to mess your name up like I did before. Massanet. Is that it, Jen? And I love the shirt. Look at the bowling pins on the shirt. Proprietor here in the Los Angeles area. He's going to give you a little smile. Bill, you and I need to sit and have a talk and pronouncing your name.
No problem converting the 10 pin. One of the first players on tour to ever start backing a ball up at the corner pins. She did this 10 years ago before it was fashionable to do it.
Right. A lot of the men have done it for a long time, but the women, no. It was really only Robin Romeo. Since then, you see a few of the players trying to do it. Anne-Marie starting to kill the ball a little. Kim Adler backs the ball up a little. Tammy Turner trying to go harder and straighter. So the women are trying to find other ways to shoot the spares, especially now with the equipment that hooks so much more.
Oh, rings the 10. After that half 10 on lane 10, that 6 pin just flew around it. And there's David, a big fan of Robin's. It's Robin's nephew, Robin's father, Ray.
So she needs the spare here, spare and 4 pins to shut out Tammy Turner.
Robin has a lot of family, a lot of support here in the audience. Sister Tori, her husband over there.
And right now, she needs 4 pins
To advance to meet Cheryl Daniels. Bill looks more nervous than Robin.
He does, although I just caught her taking a few deep breaths. She said she used to work on breathing techniques a lot. They didn't work so much for her this week, but it looks like she's trying them now.
Well, that was more than 4. She rings the 10-pin. Finishes out with 223.
Best possible score Tammy Turner can shoot is 217.
Tammy Turner finishes up in 3rd place with a little over $3,400. When we come back, we'll show you the other top 24 finishers. It's time now for the championship match of the California Classic. Robin Romeo earned the right to face Cheryl Daniels by defeating Tammy Turner 223 to 196. And as always, we'd like to thank our sponsors here this week. AMF put on a great tournament. Fred England, the center manager, Tim Dooley, the national tournament director, and Tom Martindale all worked very hard making this a success. Robin Romeo coming up high in frame number 1. Through the nose, leaves a 10.
Right. She might have been a little slow. There was the break, but she is allowed. She went over to the other pair, and she was allowed to throw as many warm-up shots as Cheryl Daniels coming on did, which is 8 shots for the tournament leader. So Robin was on another pair of lanes, throwing 8 shots side by side with Cheryl to try and stay loose. But she did say because of the arm injury, sometimes her speed is inconsistent. If she feels a twinge as she's releasing it, she'll just let it go. Speed won't be quite as firm as it should have been.
And that's difficult to perform at your best when you feel a twinge of pain as you release the ball. Cheryl Daniels, our top qualifier, has been the number 1 seed in 5 of her last 6 championship round appearances. Is up light, as we've seen many times on lane 10, the 2-8.
Exactly like Tammy Turner. They are crossing a similar number of boards. Be interesting to see if she has the same thing, coming up light on lane 10 and hooking on lane 9.
Wow, whopping average on the TV pair, 241. She out-averaged the field by 9 pins as she averaged 225 this week. Robin Romeo was second with 216. Converts the spare nicely.
Cheryl starts with the ball about waist high. She actually drops it before she begins. So she drops the ball down. Now she starts her backswing in her second step. Cupped wrist at the top of her backswing. Good knee bend. She's staying through the shot. That's what she's been trying to do. She was cutting it short. In other words, not following through. She called it flicking her wrist very quickly. She's been working on staying through that shot that was suggested to her back in San Diego by Bobby Holmes, and it's really helped her through these last couple of weeks.
Well, she had the pocket. That shot left a 10-pin, and the key there, I think, Jan, as you mentioned, is her wrist. Always one of the strongest players on tour, able to cup the wrist and really turn the ball. Well, Robin Romeo may be the hometown favorite, but Cheryl Daniels has a few fans in the audience.
And there you see the opposite to Robin Romeo. Cheryl Daniels switched balls for the 10-pin and still hooks the ball. She just tries to throw a harder surface ball.
And custom hat there. Daniels. Do you think Cheryl's into merchandising these days?
Well, she's into so much else. It's possible.
That's right, her singing career. That ball out a little farther. Leaves the bucket.
Robin might just have stiffened up a little bit during the break here. Lost a little bit of that. Be feeling a little pressure. Lost a little looseness. Ball out actually a little bit farther than she had. Got that out to about the 2-board, 3-board. There, some lanes did. The ball did hang out there if you got it right to that point.
Now after 3 games too, I'm sure the 3 matches, I'm sure the lane conditioner is carried down a bit, so she's not going to get that backhand reaction.
No problem with that spare.
Right, playing out there, they'll probably get some carry down, but it's not going to really break down because really only 2 of them have played out that far.
Bowling goal is to win at least 20 titles. She's only 5 away from that goal. And also to win the WIBC Queens Tournament, which, if she stays in it, she'll have a chance next week when we go to Tucson for that event.
Much better lift there. You could just see the difference.
Right. The ball never got going to the right. It was straight up the boards and then hooking in towards the pocket.
Bill into biting his finger. Nerves are really taking over. I don't know if he's going to make it as a husband out here on the tour. What do you think?
He'll have to adjust, just like the players do.
Keep him home. Keep him home. Oh, ball coming up light leaves the 10-pin. The 89 Woman Bowler of the Year. Won 4 titles that year. 2, as we mentioned in the opening, in the spring. Think it is a coincidence that she just bowls well, or you just think, hey, springtime, flowers
really
blooming?
has no reason for it, so it's kind of interesting. Maybe it is a comfortable time of year for her.
Whoa. Hooks the ball by the 10-pin. Shakes her head. Look at Tim Dooley, the AMF National Tournament Director. Worked hard, making this tournament a success.
Cheryl had just shot a 10-pin on lane 9 and had no problem.
Along with Tom Martindale, as I mentioned earlier,
The AMF cluster manager out here in California. Gentlemen, thank you for a great tournament.
Cheryl Daniels shakes off the 10-pin, which is an important key for her. Shake it off and strikes.
Exactly. Cheryl constantly is working on that, pushing herself to keep herself calm. Don't get too irritated about a bad break or a bad thing that happens. And this week she had to do it on her own. She didn't have a partner to help her.
Doubles increases her lead by 19.
Look at the scoreboard. That double, she capitalized on the open that Cheryl Daniels threw in the 3rd frame. Romeo, Robin's father. He had to have been here all week being so close to home.
He was here. I saw him quite often.
We usually see him out cities across the country as well.
Rips the rack, blows the 5 right into the 7. She has the momentum going now as she has just strung 3 in a row
and increased her lead to 29.
She actually went a little bit more direct with that shot, actually pointed it a little bit. And the ball held, finished hard at the last minute.
Oh, Cheryl Daniels answering to the pressure, but leaves a stone 7-pin.
Oh, excellent adjustment on that lane. She had gone light, then left a weak 10. That was a superb shot. She couldn't do anything better. Solid 7-pin, and she's going to really have to shake that one off and try to get on a strike right now.
3 titles from the #1 position out of her 8 career national titles. She has 11 regional titles.
Cheryl's been working really hard on focusing on anything positive. She's been trying to think of something positive all the time, so she's really going to have to reach deep to find something positive right now.
The rack. Well, Cheryl Daniels now with a strike in the 6 is trying to fight her way back into the match. But meanwhile, Robin Romeo has a 29-pin lead. We'll have the rest when we come back.
We're back now in the 8th frame of the championship match. While we were away, Robin Romeo spared and struck. Cheryl Daniels struck and spared. Robin still has the lead by 19 pins. See her making motions with her arm, just didn't quite get the hit on it, Jan.
Yeah, and I think it appears she's not getting quite the slide that she'd like to get. I think she's stopping a little bit short with her feet, so she's not quite able to extend through the shot like she wants to.
Reading lips, she said, come on, like you've got this in control, don't give it away. And then converts the spare. Look at the prize money tonight. First place, $10,800. Second, half of that, $5,400. And the other 3rd, 4th, and 5th place finishers we saw as they left. Right now, Robin Romeo, 19 pins up, going into the 9th frame. Player of the Year sets up the 9th frame. Right now, Cheryl Daniels can only shoot 216. She would force Robin Romeo to strike And first shot in the 10th frame.
And good foundation shot by Cheryl Daniels.
Shook off those other shots. She had to look over at that scoreboard and realize she still has a chance in this match. She trailed by as much as 29 pins in the 4th frame. She is trying to fight her way back. And see there, she can shoot a possible. Well, we have a difference in scoreboard there. We have 216 is what Cheryl Daniels can shoot if she strikes out.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that ball was right. That ball is down early. Lane 9 is hooking. That ball hooked up so soon. It's going to make its break point right about here. It's taking a turn left. Looks like it's going dead on the nose. Trips out the 4 and the 9 pin.
She says yes. One more. She forces Robin Romeo. Well, I should say 2 more because count's a big factor here. She'll force Robin Romeo to strike. Well, she knew that lane was hooking early, didn't she? She said, I'm going to send it long.
Yep, she made a move on that shot. She moved her feet left, set the ball down into the oil to the left, sent it right. Had to trust it after she went high on that last shot, but it just didn't quite get back.
Robin Romeo is still going to have to mark in the 10th frame if she wants to win her 16th national title here near her hometown in Chatsworth, California. She has been clean so far throughout the whole match. Must remain clean now.
She pulled that ball well left to target.
I think the nerves got her. What do you think?
I think a little bit. You know, on lane 10, she did let that one ball to the right, and it didn't get up. So I'm sure she thought, all right, I have room to pull it. Make sure I get it to the left. But I think it was that way to the left.
I think it was her dad that helped get the 7 pin out that time. Pretty routine spare for Robin, the 6-10.
She needed a mark. Yep. From her dad. Now she needs to stay behind the foul line.
Needs 1 pin.
I think someone else down there just found out she won. And finishes up in style. And we'll be back to talk with our champion. Final score, Robin Romeo 214, Cheryl Daniels 205. Final score of the $60,000 California Classic, Robin Romeo 214, Cheryl Daniels 205. And we're with our champion, Robin Romeo, and first and foremost, the money. To present the check, it's Christine Inman, the Director of Sales at Chatsworth Hotel. Christine?
I'd like to congratulate you, Robin, on your tournament victory. And on behalf of AMF Rocket Bowl and the Chatsworth Hotel, I'd like to present you with a check for $10,800. Congratulations.
All right, and to go along with that check, to present the trophy is Fred England, the General Manager here at AMF Rocket Bowl. Fred?
Robin, it's really great. It's been a great week, and you're a true champion, and championship trophy for a champion. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Robin, it appears that this win has really given you a little bit more momentum, a renewed momentum in your career. Do you feel that way?
Yes, it has. Things have been going incredibly these last 2 weeks, and I'm just so excited. And to win in my hometown and have everybody out here to see it is, I'm going to cry, but it's great. It's great to be here.
You had a special announcement you wanted to make tonight?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'd like to thank Fred for having us here at Rocket. I hope we're coming back. And Christine from Chatsworth Hotel, thank you very much. Like I said, this week is last 2 weeks have been incredible for me. And what I like to do for the families of the victim of the Oklahoma City tragedy, I like to donate $5,000 of my check to those families.
What a wonderful, wonderful gesture, Robin. You know, the tragedies are felt throughout the country, and that's just a wonderful thing for you to do. To switch along to the lighter side of things, you've got to pronounce Bill's last name for me because I murdered it on the show.
Bill Masanti.
Bill Masanti. So you will soon be Mrs. Bill Masanti. Will we have to call you Robin Masanti? Are you going to change it?
No, I will be Robin Masanti. I'm proud to have that name.
Oh, boy, I'm going to have to work at that one. I tell you, remember that, all right?
And how much did it mean? How much difference did it make to win this week in front of your hometown people? It was incredible. I mean, this is the third time I won in California, and I would love to bowl here every week. It seems that it works well for me, and to have everybody here to share it with me is, drinks are on me, everybody.
How close are you, Robin, to Newhall?
We're about 25 minutes north of here, so it's real close.
All right, well, to our newest Hall of Famer, congratulations from all of us. Next week, the tour travels to Tucson, Arizona for the first major of the year. From Golden Pin Lanes, it's the WIBC Queens Tournament. For Jan Schmidt, I'm Leila Wagner. So long, everyone.